Now we are going to bridle the horse. When you pick up your English bridle, it should be wrapped up and secure. So your throat latch and your noseband should be wrapped around the bridle. So before bridling, of course, you want to make sure that you undo this and make sure all of the parts are ready to go when you bridle your horse. Okay, now what I'm going to do is unclip him from the cross ties on both sides. Undo the throat latch on the halter and move the halter so it is looped around his neck just to make sure that I have something there in case he wants to run off. Now I'm going to loop the reins around in my right hand or in the crevice of my elbow, and then I'm going to pick up the noseband and hold it in my right hand as I'm holding the crown of the bridle. Now what I'm going to do is put my right arm on top or on his pole just to make sure that he keeps his head low. I'm going to hold the bit in my left hand and guide it to his mouth. If he does not open up and accept the bit, I will put my thumb in the corner of his mouth to encourage the opening of his mouth. Now I will put his ears through the bridle, making sure the brow band is secure on his forehead. And next I'm going to secure the noseband. So with the straps of the noseband, you always want to make sure it goes in between the bridle and the horse's face on both sides. Bridling the horse, I'm going to loop the reins through my right hand as they're sitting in the crevice of my elbow, hold the crown piece and the noseband so it's out of the way in my right hand, and hold the bit with my left hand. Now I will place my arm on top of the horse's pole and guide the bit in with my left hand. If he doesn't open up right away, I'm just going to put my thumb in the corner of his mouth to encourage him to open his mouth to take the bit. Now, pulling the ears forward, I'm going to place them through the bridle, making sure that the brow band fits perfectly. Now, with the noseband, you want to make sure when attaching it, you put these straps through the bridle so it is between the bridle and the horse's face on both sides. Now that it is here, we're going to buckle it, making sure it's not too tight so the horse can't open its mouth. However, you want it tight enough to make sure that it is secure and not flopping around when you are riding. Make sure that it is put through all the keepers so it is secure. And there we have our noseband. Make sure that it is on the horse's face properly. So taking 2 fingers, you want to place it right where the cheekbone of this horse's face stops. So you want to make sure between the noseband and the cheekbone, there is enough room to fit 2 fingers. This fits perfectly, we're good to go. But now we want to make sure that the noseband is fitting well on his face. So again, you'll take 2 fingers, fit it in between the underside of his face and the noseband, and if you can fit 2 fingers, then it is good. Alrighty, now on to the throat latch. Making sure that nothing is tangled or it is all straight, you want to bring it across the horse's throat latch and buckle it. You also want to make sure that it is good enough so you can fit about like a fist in there. You don't want it too loose where it is hanging down closer to his jaw. You also don't want it tight enough so if he were to lower his head, it would choke him. So here we can fit a good fist there. Make sure it is through all the keepers, and we're good. Now you want to make sure you bring the halter back over the horse's head, through the reins, place it somewhere where you can reach it later, and you're all good to go.